it to take it. We bout to build it. They leaving it vacant. I just go harder, harder. I am unbothered. I gotta get it. I am so with it. I will go get it. That is the difference. I am not waiting. I am not faking. Everything out here, that's for the taking. My mind too right. My grind too tight. This here rhyme too nice. Take that, ooh-wee. One shot, movie. That's all you need. One shot, who me? Take that, ooh-wee. One shot, movie.
First opened in 1999. There's a good look at First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland, Ohio. Tonight we kick off week 3 with a great Thursday night matchup between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. A fairly short kick from the 14. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. This defense for the Steelers, much improved from week 1. They were terrific last week in getting their guys their first win of the season.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
2nd and 5 now. Watson. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 23 yards the pickup there.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And a short gain down to about the 33. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. The Browns had 0-2 here to begin the season. And listen, they made their share of mistakes in these first 2 games, CD, but talking with them in the days leading up to this one, doesn't seem like they've lost any confidence.
I would agree with that.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The former Buckeye, Cameron Hayward, in there to get him. It's a loss of 5.
Cameron Hayward is the heart and soul of the Pittsburgh defense year after year and was an All-Pro for the 3rd time in 2021 after putting up 10 sacks.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And the Browns are out to a 3-0 lead. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done.
I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Play action, now it's Lance. And just not enough on the throw there, down around his feet and incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They fake the handoff, now Lance. He's going to sling this deep downfield. He's got a man complete. Boswell now for the extra point. He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And here's Jakeem Grant from his end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
The Cleveland offense ready to go.
Winless to start the year at 0-2, and now they get the Thursday night game here in Week 3. So, I don't know, does the fact that they're back out so quickly, Charles, help or hurt their cause?
Oh, I say unequivocally help, because you always want a Thursday game earlier in the schedule rather than later, just because the grind of the season hasn't really set in yet. But also, if they can get a win here, they get a mini open week, recharge a little bit, and carry some fresh momentum into the rest of the season.
Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that, because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're...
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. So the points coming fast and furious in this opening quarter. Whoa.
Yeah, both defenses, they're looking pretty exploited right now with the way these offenses are attacking. They are a step behind, back on their heels, whatever cliche you want to use. Right now, they're trying to figure out how to slow them down, and I'm not sure they're going to be able to.
Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder in the ball carrier, and down he goes.
Lance now on first down.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line.
It's J.O.K. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah in there for the sack.
Throwing on second and long. Lance. He's got a man. Complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
I'm pretty sure any quarterback will tell you it's nice to have a tight end that can stretch the field. And how about him right there, working in the heart of the defense, and they connect on a very nice play downfield. A combination of talent and toughness to go into...
Off of play action, here's Lance. He'll get this complete to Calvin Austin.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory. A fairly minimal pickup.
The linebacker, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, on the tackle.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
Now Lance.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. He got 29 yards that time.
Now a play fake. Lance.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Not the 1st and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down to the ground.
So 1st down went the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. And it's intercepted at the goal line. picked off by Denzel Ward.
And the Browns are going to get the football here at their own 23. Charles, one thing that he referenced to us yesterday was his confidence fitting the ball into any window, but obviously that window was a little too tight, and it was closing in a hurry.
And he was talking to us about having anticipation in making those types of throws. Down near the goal line, I don't think you can anticipate it as much as you need to see it open. You've got to be precise with your throws down here in the red zone. That one goes into double coverage, and he gets picked off.
On 2nd and 1, Watson. This taken in by Jakeem Grant. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down. 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Cameron Hayward able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening.
Well, remember, they had the nice gain on the previous play, but they just gave a lot of it back right there on that sack.
Yeah, they get the sack, get back some real estate. Felt like the type of play that can spark a defense and swing some momentum. Almost felt like a take that type of a play, didn't it, partner?
A few moving pieces on that play because that was an RPO, was it not?
It was, but one important piece that didn't move incorrectly, the offensive line. Because when you're running this play, as he continued down the line of scrimmage, sometimes the lineman can wander downfield. If you're more than a yard downfield, it's illegal to throw the football at that point. But they held their ground, held their spot, and turned it into a nice game.
Now they return to the ground game. Chubb, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance.
And all the way in, touchdown, Cleveland. David Njoku. His second touchdown on the season, and they are able to add on to their advantage. Extra point by York is up and good, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
They come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how... Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown.
York now for the extra point.
And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division...
Well, Lance throws the interception, his third. Picked off by Grant Delpit. Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Down inside the 10. Mark that as a gain of 16 to set him up first and goal. They'll run with Chubb. And he's going to pull his way down to about the 1-yard line. A good run, 8 yards there, and it'll be second and goal.
That's a great run right there on first down. Didn't quite get into the end zone, but now you've set yourself up for at least 2, maybe 3 more shots from close range.
Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, give some credit to the defense. They forced the big play, knocked the ball free from him, but that's a cardinal sin by the quarterback. Know where you are on the field, and he just gave up at a minimum 3 points.
Instead of getting down, takes the contact. The turnover ensues. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They'll take over deep in their own end after the fumble recovery as they start 1st and 10. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. They'll go for a gain of 7. And that's going to bring up second down. On play action, Lance. Here's Johnson with a reception. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Still all sorts of time left in this game, and you'd like to be able to say take it one play at a time. But the truth is, they're probably going to have to hit on a few big plays in the passing game to close this gap, and that's a good start right there.
And Lance's throw complete to Freiermuth. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. On first down, Lance. Complete. It's Johnson. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Again, it's Lance. Escaping the pressure right. It's a loss of 10 yards on the play. And it'll be second and goal.
Here we go.
On second and goal, Lance. Pickens is there on the crossing route. They'll give him a dozen on the pitch and catch, but now they're up against a 3rd and goal. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So you got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound
touchdown. Tyron Johnson, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Steelers go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
The Browns drive about to get started. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well. So that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field is still available because you can call timeout and regroup. And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool it. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
On the move past the 40, and he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Watson going out wide, finds Chubb. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Options galore here, 2nd and a few inches. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And it looks like Steeler football. It is. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
He'll let it fly for Austin. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Greg Newsome. And the Browns are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Cameron Sutton.
And the Steelers are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line.
Well, Charles, you know, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times.
He's got a man complete. And he's going to get this down near the 25. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
On 1st and 10, here's Lance.
That's caught. It's Austin left side. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Boswell's kick is good, but now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? They'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
And he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. Second down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
To throw, it's Lance.
He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Throwing is Lance on 3rd down.
And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There's pressure on the quarterback.
1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. They begin this drive with Chubb, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
We know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Just a couple on the ground there. That's going to bring up 3rd and about 6.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson.
Man open, that's Anthony Schwartz.
That he won't quite make it. He needed 6, he got about 5. 4th down. The Browns send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Now a 1st down carry for Harris. And he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10. It's rare that a man his size can't at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about Tiny? You're talking about the little guy back there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him find some space. The first guy in, he's got to take one for the team, right? Because he's just waiting there and holding on for everyone else to help him out.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
In the early days of the NFL, you could easily blame these drops on maybe some uneven or uncertain lighting in the stadium. Not anymore. The lights are pretty good.
Yeah, they're great here at night, but his 2nd drop, indeed, not a good look.
Here's Lance. Now Lance unable to escape, and down he goes.
And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. 35 yards that time on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. The Cleveland offense ready to go. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments.
It's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. 43 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Watson off play action. He's got his receiver, Cooper. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A good pickup there at 22.
It's hard to believe with all this production that Amari Cooper keeps changing teams, but no matter where he goes, he just continues to produce. 3 years in Oakland, traded. 3 years in Dallas, traded again, this time to the Cleveland Browns. And now with the Browns here, he produces a first down, coming up a career-best 8 touchdowns in 2021.
T.J. Watt, always a disruptor, there to blow that play up. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And out of bounds right around the 20.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Out of the gun, Watson. And it's caught. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll give it to Chubb. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal. So stuffed from the 2. Now what?
You know me pretty well. What do you think I want here?
Play action?
Definitely. Let him get outside and create. And if he has to run it, he has a little bit more space.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb.
His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Browns will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. York on now for the extra point.
And the lead is up to 14. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away.
And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
22 yards there, a first down.
Nice play call, a little bit of play action right there. If you can get those linebackers to freeze for just a split second, that's usually all the room you need in order to get it to your tight end.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Lance now to throw.
He sets to fire deep.
And boy, another ill-advised throw there, as that will wind up incomplete.
Give him big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Again, they'll throw it with Lance.
On the completion there, and when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
Off of play action, here's Lance.
He'll let it fly for Austin. And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Greg Newsome. And the Browns are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough, but man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard, but also you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player, you have to know the situation.
And he's going to take this all the way down to the Steelers' 36-yard line. 89 yards on the ground for him now as he's gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Now the ball comes loose, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And they are going to set up sharp at the 40-yard line.
Partner, that would look like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th. Now a throw here to his running back. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down.
With that last completion, CDs now over 400 yards passing in the game, and quite a few of those have come via some pretty big strikes downfield. Certainly not afraid to challenge this secondary, and it's been successful.
I like your observation there, partner, because I agree. This is a group more than capable of torching a secondary any week, as evidenced by their combined stat line here. And in the time we have...
Now Lance unable to escape, and down he goes.
They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss.
He already did his primary job with an interception earlier, but here he gets a chance to be a pass rusher and takes on the challenge of blitzing and makes another big play. That's something to file away and maybe break out later in this one or in a future game.
Meanwhile, Lance is throwing to the hands of Pickens.
And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 36.
Throwing now is Lance.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Denzel Ward.
And the Browns are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started.
They have to like the position that they are in. 4th quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
And they run the option here on 1st and 10.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. An excellent run of 22 yards on the keeper and also a first down. And Chubb will try the middle here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
On 2nd and 11 now. Watson. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
He's got his tight end, David Njoku. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. David Njoku. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year.
And the Browns look like they're about to put an end to their 2-game losing streak as they add on to their lead.
The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted.
He's got it at the 15.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. Well, for Trey Lance, not only was he the youngest quarterback in the 2021 draft class, but many say he had the strongest arm, too, and he showed it off here.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Now Lance.
Throwing middle. And he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
107 yards on the ground for him so far.
Good gain there on first down. It keeps them in a running situation, probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. Consecutive runs of 6 yards gets him to 1st and 10. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down.
Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so they didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.